I was feeling the case at press run. Ray Waters is coming off a win at LFA 140. Ray, how are you?
What's up? What's up? Yeah, Sirski, you guys know the vibes. All day, sweet baby Ray Waters here. And yeah, man, I just fought last weekend and here to do this interview and clear the air on some things.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I wanted to get right to your fight, but you mentioned it. Where did your nickname come from?
Oh man, all day, sweet baby Ray Waters. It's kind of a long nickname too, and it's pretty unique. It's just a couple of nicknames that a few of my coaches gave me throughout my career, and we just blended it all together. Danny Brandon or Danny B, we call him Danny B, Muay Thai coach, gave me Sweet Baby Ray. The reason he gave me Sweet Baby Ray is because, he said I was just smooth and had the sauce. And then my boxing coach, Alan Virus, gave me all day because I'm just in the gym all day. I'm working, all day, every day. It don't matter. We always get into it.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. Well, it's been 5 days since your fight. How you feeling?
I feel good, man. I was in the gym on Saturday, you know what I'm saying, stretching out and getting loose again and shit, and got right back to it on Monday like nothing happened. Like I said, it's just another day in the office. I plan on doing this shit for a long time and being here for a long time and becoming a household name. So right back to work.
Awesome. Awesome. How did you feel about your performance? And I mean, you were coming off a 8 month layoff. How'd you feel?
I'm definitely wasn't satisfied with my performance by any means. Like I told Michael Chiesa and those guys up there at LFA in their interviews and whatnot, I'm never competing against the man that's standing across from me. I'm always competing with myself. So I might have won on the scorecards and won that fight on paper, but in my mind, I lost because I didn't, fight up to my capabilities that I know I'm able to. And like I also told them, I just want to get better every single time I go out there. So I don't have anything but room to get better and improve on from this last performance. And not taking anything away from my opponent, Mr. Lewis, tough guy. I just know what I expect out of myself stepping in that cage every single time.
I mean, you seem kind of like a perfectionist for only having three pro fights. Have has that always been with you?
Like I say, man, I'm a competitor, dude. I like to compete with myself. I'm not competing against no man across from me. It's within myself. I could go out there and get a highlight and fucking really wreck shop on somebody, and still might not be happy with myself depending on the performance. So it's all internal here, nothing external.
Gotcha. What was the game plan going into the fight?
Just no game plan. Just let the fight develop. You know what I mean? Just let the fight develop and see where it takes me. Because it really wasn't a lot of video out there on this guy. I didn't know what he was gonna bring to the table and whatnot. But yeah, man, just go with the flow and let the fight develop. You know. Hats off to that dude though. He was tough. He didn't give up on himself and quit. So hats off to that guy.
So there was a scary slam in the fight where you dumped your opponent on his head. Did you notice that during the fight, or like was your adrenaline going? And I mean, you were in a fight. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna clarify the air on that slam also because I see a lot of people online going back and forth and saying it might have been a spike, it might have been illegal, this or that. It might have looked like that from the angle that you guys were looking at in the camera and whatnot, but in the fight and you look at some of the different angles on the camera, he was reaching over for a Kimura. So within the rules standing that stated, if somebody's going for a submission, you know what I mean? It's up to them to defend themselves on the landing and whatnot. The only reason his feet twirled like that in the air and his feet went over his head was honestly because he had his arm inside reaching for the Kimura. He didn't get his arm all inside well enough to be able to lock his own hand, but his hand was inside overhooked on my arm. You know what I mean? So when I stepped around and popped my hips, it wasn't nothing that I was trying to do, what I'm saying, malicious or anything like that. Just a good old fashioned mat return, but just the variables that lied over it with him reaching over his arm and whatnot, he planted on his head. And like, I'm not here to, what I'm saying, intentionally try to hurt somebody maliciously like that. That's not what I stand on. That's not what I'm trying to represent. I'm just trying to win within the means of the rules, you know what I mean? So was I trying to spike this dude on his head intentionally and cause him pain? No, sir. I know we all got families to get back to, and I want to make sure everybody gets out as safe as possible, within the rules. Never trying to break the rules to win. Never.
Well, thank you for clarifying that, man. And I mean, it was a beautiful slam. It was a scary slam at that, but I mean, like
Thank
you
God he's okay, man. No, we almost saw somebody die, so thank God he's okay, man.
said.
Straight up.
Absolutely, absolutely. I wanted to ask for anybody that does not know your story, how did you get into mixed martial arts?
Oh man, this is crazy. Crazy. So when I grew up, I wasn't playing sports a lot. My first sport that I actually started playing was gymnastics, and people would look at me and they won't even realize that I did gymnastics and I got super good at gymnastics super fast. Like it was unheard of. They had to write newspaper articles on me and whatnot because I was just a fast learner. Like I could see something visually and then get up and try it and I could do it, you know? So I could have went to college for gymnastics also, but once I got to high school, I wanted to be a normal kid, you know, and live a normal life. So I wanted to play football and wrestle and whatnot. So I started to play football and wrestle and I tried to do all three of them at the same time, as crazy as this sounds. I thought I was going to be able to do it, but it got to the point it was just too much. You know, I couldn't do everything, so I had to pick and choose. And I wrestled a little bit in middle school because my brothers wrestled, you know. So I got to high school, and I already knew I had no choice but to wrestle because the high school coach was the middle school coach also. So I got to high school. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just about to play football. He said, no, you're not. You're about to wrestle. So I started wrestling. I wasn't very good at first, you know. Took my lumps and whatnot. Didn't want to do it at first, but stuck to it, you know. And I just got a little taste of winning, and then fell in love with it after that. And since I was a freshman and sophomore in college, I remember watching this dude, John Jones. It's crazy enough because I know John now. Good dude, good person, even better competitor. You know, that dude is stamped on all aspects in my eyes. Seeing this dude, just getting into the UFC, I'm seeing this dude fucking foot sweep people, lat drop people, you know what I'm saying? Making this shit look easy. I remember watching that. My coach had a VHS player in the weight room when we lift weights. We used to watch UFC fights and shit. I remember looking at that. I'm like, man, I'm doing this shit. I already got it figured out. I was like, after college, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna wrestle. After I get done wrestling, I'm gonna start fucking fighting. I already had it figured out, you know. And that was my game plan, you know. And I just always stuck to that. And no matter, you know, what I'm saying how dark the road looks, the unknown. I just know I just fucking got to show up and just keep training, 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 training. You know what I'm saying? And the rest is gonna take care of itself. You know, it's inevitable.
Gotcha. Thank you for sharing that, man. With your gymnastics, are you still super flexible and like can you do flips and shit like that?
I can still do flips and shit. I know I haven't pulled anything out after any of these fights lately, but I'm planning on showing you guys something here pretty soon, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely still athletic. I can't do nearly as much as the shit that I used to be able to do when I was younger and doing it every day, but I still got that pop, you know, and I feel like that's where all my athletic ability comes from. Damn near I owe it all to gymnastics, you know. As crazy as that sounds.
Awesome. Well, I'm trying to see Ray Wires do a backflip after he knocks his next opponent out. You know what I'm
I got you. I got you. Watch. I got you.
saying? I did want to ask too. So you had three amateur fights, and then you went pro last year. What was the decision to go pro after only three amateur fights? And yeah, just kind of talk through that.
Um, well, I mean, shit, I would have took a lot more amateur fights if I could have got them, but it was kind of hard for me to find fights and whatnot, you know. So, I mean, the easiest thing was for us to just go pro, you know, and start getting to it, you know, because I'm not young either. I'm 28 here, so we ain't got a lot of time. We got to get this shit going ASAP, you know. So, you know what I mean? It'd be different if I was fucking 21, fresh out of college and shit. But you know what I mean? I'm 28. I'm getting up there too, you know. So if not now, then when? That's
Yeah,
how I see it.
yeah, no, for sure, you're right. How'd you end up at Fight Ready?
Um, Fight ready. As crazy as that sounds, I was actually at Power with the ASU guys and shit for a long time. That's where I originated at. Fucking, I was with Power with Bader and CB and all of those guys over there. So that's where I started. And I remember, you know, I was over there and I was learning and whatnot, but I'm a fast learner, you know. How I know how fast I should be learning something and how fast I pick things up, and I just wasn't picking stuff up as fast as I would like to, you know. I was going to a bunch of gyms and whatnot, but I needed a gym that I could go to and we could mix everything all at once right there. I was actually helping Patricio Pitbull out for his fight against Michael Chandler. I got called in to be a training partner for that camp. So that was my first time being affiliated with Fight Ready and going over there. So I was helping out with that camp and I just seen their structure and how they were doing everything over there, you know. And I'm like, damn, I'd be a fool not to come over here and, you know, test my luck over there. So I've probably been at Fight Ready for 2.5 years, I want to say now, getting close to three. And honestly, one of the best decisions that I made with my career so far, being working with Santino DeFranco, Eddie Chow, and Alan Byers, and the wrestling coach over there, Angel Cejudo. He's top of the line. Angel knows his shit. You guys probably know him from Valiant Prep. They're killing all these kids on the high school scene and whatnot. Just going to these big tournaments and smacking kids. So, yeah, we got a good coaching staff over there, and that's mainly the reason why I made the switch was for the coaching staff.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, man. Fight Ready is doing some special things right now, man. Just like it's a whole
You
bunch of
guys don't even know the half, man. You guys only hearing about these big names so far, but there's a bunch of undercover killers, you know what I'm saying, waiting to pop out here pretty soon, and you guys are gonna be like I told LFA is gonna be calling their fights here pretty soon. It's just a bunch of just undercover people that you guys haven't even heard of yet, you know.
awesome, awesome. Well, finally, man, talk about what's next. You want one more fight this year? What are you looking at?
I'm definitely gonna fight at least one more time before the end of the year. My goal was to get three in this year, but the one I had before this one ended up falling through or whatnot. So that shit was out of my control. So I'm only here to control what I can control, and that's just get better every fight, and wake up every day and fucking get to it. Just getting better every day, man. Y'all know the vibes.
Awesome. You want to stay with LFA? Like, are they treating you good?
LFA's done me good, man. Fucking 95% of my fights have been with those guys. Like I say, I love fighting for LFA, man. It's always a fun time. They put on a good show. And yeah, man, good business trips every single time. You
When
know,
you when you gonna main event for them?
who knows, man? I feel like I'm the main event every fucking time, dude. Every time I step in there, I feel like I'm the main event. So it don't really matter what space I am on the card, man. You feel me? I feel like I'm the main event every fucking time, dude. You feel me?
Awesome, awesome. Well, Ray, thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate it. Congratulations on their win. If you want to plug your social media, plug any sponsors you might have, you want to thank anybody, the floor is yours.
Hell yeah, shout out ETJ. I couldn't do this shit without you guys. You guys support me daily throughout my career on my path of being a world champion. Also, shout out Cell Phone 911, Filiberto's, everybody at Fight Ready. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna keep trucking, man. You guys know the vibes. Let's fucking get it.